All right, guys, this is the deal with Palantir. Palantir ran up from $6 all the way to $20. Palantir ran down all the way from around $45 all the way to $6, and now it's back at $20. Now, the market cap does change because the amount of shares outstanding changes as well. However, you guys are getting a picture. Palantir went from $10 to $45, from $45 to $6, and from $6 to around $20. And a lot of people are either in the Palantir community and really, really nervous about earnings that are happening on Monday and they are thinking about selling, or you have a bunch of FOMO, fear of missing out, and you're outside of the Palantir community and you want to buy back in. If this describes you, I'm going to give you a really good options play that you guys can buy into Palantir, or you can hedge Palantir's price going up or down after earnings with a really cool options play. Totally 100% free, but if you do want to support the channel and you like the options play, click on the link down below for my channel membership. It's $3 a month, and I go over plays like this all the time. Before I give you the plays, let's go over the psychological of what's happening, the psyche of the everyday investor. First, the entire stock market is skyrocketing. Pretty much every single stock except for HIMS is going up. All jokes aside, a lot of stocks are going up, and it's led with the tech sector, specifically artificial intelligence of the tech sector. And then you have analysts coming out like Dan Ives of Wedbush and several other analysts where they're praising Palantir, calling it a pure AI play. Palantir has something called AIP, Artificial Intelligence Platform, that does to ChatGPT what ChatGPT does to a pen and paper. It absolutely smacks ChatGPT because it uses your proprietary technology, uses all of your data from your company, and it allows you to build an LLM. A large language model is only as good as the data that you have. And that is the strength of Palantir in a nutshell, right? There's so many other things, including digital twins and so much other stuff. This AIP is leading the way in artificial intelligence. You have companies like Snowflake, and you have companies like C3 AI, and you have companies like Datadog and Databricks, and all of these other imposters saying that they can do conceptually what Palantir has already been doing for the last 5 to 10 years. And I'm sure eventually these companies will have LLM capability. But by the time they have their LLM capability, Palantir's LLM capability is going to be 5 years ahead of that, so on and so forth. I go over this in depth on this channel where I find really, really cool things doing my due diligence and my research, where all the research and development of Palantir is funded by the US military and military conflicts throughout the world. So right now, Palantir is in Ukraine. They are already doing research and development for their software for the next line of innovations. By the time people are going to be competing for Palantir's today's technology, Palantir is already doing research and development in Ukraine for tomorrow's technology. And that's the way it works. That's why nobody's going to catch up to Palantir. That's the truth. There is going to be a second, but between first and second is, miles. It's not even a race, right? It's like Superman racing against 10 humans. Obviously, there's going to be a second place, but it's not even close, right? It's not exactly a race. With all of that said, Palantir had an AIP Con, which is a demo, right? A convention for AIP. Then they had AIP demos, which I filmed live on this channel. I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this video. And they have another AIP Con on September 14th. Which is very, very interesting and very, very strong. In an open letter and criticism about the market, all these companies are riding the AI wave, literally riding the jock of artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, they don't actually have the capabilities for artificial intelligence. Palantir, on the other hand, had the capabilities of artificial intelligence many years ago. They literally took the technology that they already had. They swapped a few pieces, stacked a few pieces. They called it AIP. They gift wrapped it, put a bow on top of it, and said, hey, we have a brand new platform. This is not scheming. This is not fraudulent. This is a fact. They had the technology. There was just never a need for a specific artificial intelligence platform, but it was always there and always being used to a lesser degree, I guess. So while all these companies are saying, hey, we're going to partner, we're going to buy this company, we're going to partner with NVIDIA, so on and so forth, and just, putting out fluff, Palantir called them out. They said, hey, all of you mofos are talking about, let's stop AI for the next 6 months, let's cool it down. And Palantir's like, why would we slow down AI? Our adversaries are not going to slow down AI. And the reason why you're wanting to slow down AI is because you don't have anything. You guys need 6 months just to come up with some minimum viable product. Meanwhile, Palantir announced AIP Con that took place, I believe, back in June, and they announced it in like May. So within 3 or 4 weeks, they had an entire AIP Con, and a lot of people were so nervous that Palantir is going to, drop the ball, but they didn't. They didn't just get a minimum viable product, which these other shitbags don't have. They had a bomb-ass product that actual customers were using it and showing you in actuality demos. As a matter of fact, earlier today, one of the AIP hospital users came out and they said that they're reducing their wait times by 28%. And the most important thing is their nursing staff is reducing the amount of attention that they need to give, or maybe I'm using a bad word, but the amount of effort that they need to put in by 83%, which makes them that much more efficient. You see, if you only have 8 hours a day to give, and you can reduce your amount that needed to give to this specific patient or that specific patient by 83%, well, you can be that much more productive. That's why I believe that we are going to be getting this massive, massive NHS contract. Besides for the NHS contract, we have a massive, massive Titan contract that's worth $1 billion that we're doing in coordination with Anduril against Raytheon. That's going to be announced next year. Besides for that, we have the S&P 500 inclusion, which is going to happen probably next year, early next year, like first quarter, and announced at the end of this quarter, as long as the next 2 quarters that we have is going to be GAAP profitable. And I don't think there's any way in heck that we're not going to be GAAP profitable, because they wouldn't want to risk that. Also, the war in Ukraine is going to end in 2024, in my personal opinion. I don't have anything to back that up, just my opinion. If Ukraine has any resemblance of a win, and let's define a win as Ukraine is still standing and it's still its own country with its own government, okay? Let's define that as a win. Whether you consider that a win or a loss, they will need to rebuild. And Palantir was already announced as the backbone of the reconstruction of Ukraine. Massive. Ukraine is going to be as large, if not larger, market than the UK for Palantir. Finally, there's going to be a brand new election in 2024. If, without getting political, if the Republicans win, and if, without getting political, Donald Trump is the next president of the Republican Party, this is fantastic for Palantir. Love it, hate it, believe it or not, it's a fact. Trump loves Palantir. Operation Warp Speed was built on Palantir. These are 5 major catalysts coming up. So as I said, we don't know what's going to be announced in the next earnings. Therefore, we don't know if Palantir is overvalued, undervalued, or par valued. All we know is what can happen. And all these things are major catalysts that, God willing, we get. And the price of Palantir is going to soar. Palantir is going to need a 30, 35, 40% compound annual growth rate in a couple of quarters. Doesn't have to be this quarter, but we need to get forward-moving guidance. And next year, we're going to have to hit that if you want the price to keep going up. But again, we also have this AI hype behind us, and that's not stopping anytime soon. So now you know what I think about Palantir. I also know that there was a psychological barrier of $20 where a lot of bots trade against $20 and a lot of traders sell at $19.99. So there's a lot of trading volume that brings Palantir down right before $20. Well, we finally closed above $20. Had an absolute monster day on Friday, an absolute absurd day on Monday, and today it was literally a battle between, red and green. Hopefully, since we, reached that $20 hump, we're going to keep going. There's a support level, which I put out on Twitter, whether you guys like technical analysis or not. And if you guys don't like technical analysis, don't watch my channel, or just close your eyes and don't pay attention. I use technical analysis as just a tool. I saw Jesse, if you guys follow him on Twitter, he's an absolute alien and assassin with this. And because of him, I do believe in technical analysis. So Instead of bitching, crying, and following somebody, I do my own due diligence, do your own research, and I learn technical analysis. At least for me, it is a great tool to use. The technical analysis is showing $20.50 or so is the next support level, followed by $21 and change. I have a whole write-up on Twitter. With that said, if you are currently in Palantir and you want to sell, the options play is quite simple. You do a covered call option. You're going to sell a covered call option. By doing this, you're going to collect a premium, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. So that means that if Palantir goes up and you actually get called on this covered call, you sell your shares. And not only are you going to sell your shares and sell them at the price that you're willing to sell right now, whatever that price is, whether you want to sell at $22, $25, $21, $20, you're going to collect a very sick premium. I'm going to show you in just a moment. And if the price of Palantir happens to go down, you still collect the premium for free. So it's kind of like a little bit of protection on the downside. That's if you want to sell and you're already in Palantir. If you want to get into Palantir and play earnings, buy shares and then sell covered call options. Now, a covered call option, when you play that, is exactly the same way. Let's say you're going to buy the shares right now. You're going to sell a covered call for earnings. I'll show you guys in just a moment. You're going to collect the premium. That premium is deducted from the price you just bought Palantir shares for. And now you got Palantir at a discount. And if Palantir happens to go up, as I said, if you have shares of Palantir already, well, you collected the premium and you're not going to be too angry if you buy for 20 and you sell for 22. You made yourself a quick 10%. I'm just giving you guys an arbitrary number. I'm going to show you an actual example right now. If you buy in options, you need to have at least 100 shares for one contract. So whatever I'm going to be telling you right now is going to be by 100 share blocks. If you have 100 shares, 200 shares, 500 shares, 1,000, 1,000,000 shares, it's all by 100 share blocks. That's a contract. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about because you guys probably think I'm Chinese, but this is the stuff that we go over with channel members. Absolutely, we are smashing it when it comes to options plays. We are making a lot of freaking money. Guys, this is currently the price of Palantir. $19.70. After hours, we were actually down. We closed the day, I believe, for $20.02, if I'm not mistaken. What I want you to press is trade. Now I want you to press trade options. Earnings is going to be August 7th, so you're going to be trading options for August 11th. And the August 11th options is going to be sell call options. Instead of buy, press sell and do call options. The first thing you're going to need to do is ask yourself, if I am buying shares of Palantir today, what amount would I be happy with if Palantir went up? Let's say you want Palantir to go up 20%. And if you can make 20% between today and earnings, which is between Wednesday, today is Wednesday, right? Tomorrow you can trade that. And Monday, you would be happy if you made 20%. So let's say you're going to buy 100 shares at $24, right? 20%, $24. 20% of 20 is $4. You're going to press this right here. So what they're going to do is you're going to press sell, and you will sell one contract. One contract, which is 100 shares, is 20 times 100, 2,000. Okay? Very, very simple. If you sell a covered call, you just bought for $2,000. However, you were to get a $66 premium. Now, you might think a $66 premium is not a lot. However, a $66 premium is quite a lot in terms of percentages. And let me explain to you why. If you take 100 and you divide it by 2,000, you're going to get 0.05. If you times that by 66, you're going to get 3.3, which means $66 is 3.3% of $2,000, which means right off the bat, if you buy Palantir shares for $20 a share, you are going to get 3.3% on your money. This is literally up until August 11th, right? Until the end of next week. You're literally holding for 8 days and you're going to get 3.3% on your money for doing absolutely nothing, just for buying the shares and then selling a covered call option. At the same time, if Palantir hits $24 and you made 20%, plus you made the 3.3%, you're at 23.3%. I have a very serious question for you. Would you be angry if you made 23.3% in the next 8 days? I think the answer is going to be no. This is if you are just getting into Palantir. This is not for somebody that already has Palantir shares. This is somebody that's off the street tomorrow. You want to get into Palantir, but you are very scared about the price because the price might go down. This is one option for you to do. If the price of Palantir goes below $20, okay, that's okay because you're still collecting your 3.3% premium. Remember, you multiply this by the amount of shares that you're buying. I'm just showing you for 100 shares. This is multiplied tremendously if you're buying more or less shares. However, let me show you something else. Let's say instead of $24, let's say you're going to do $22. At $22, you're buying the shares. They're going to give you a $1.08 premium. If Palantir goes up 10%, which is $22, $2 over the 20, 10%, you're going to be getting a $108 premium. If you go and you do the math, 100 divided by 2,000 equals, and times this by 1.08, you're going to be getting a 5.4% premium. So if you're buying into Palantir, and you sell this covered call option, all of a sudden you are making 5.4% right off the bat. If the price of Palantir does not hit $22, you collect that 5.4%. And remember, it's only for 8 days until the end of next week. If the price of Palantir goes down, you give yourself a 5.4% cushion because you collected that premium. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you really want to go back and you really want to go into Palantir, you can just buy it at fair value. You can buy $20 and then you can sell a $1.76 premium for your call options. It all depends on what you want to make. So I highly suggest that you sit down and say, hey, how much percent would I be happy with if Palantir went up and I made in 8 days? Whatever that number is, you apply that to this options play. This is one strategy for you to actually get into Palantir. Remember, if the strike price does not hit, which is that $22 or $24, whatever you want to sell it at, you don't have to sell, and you collect the premium no matter what. If the price goes down, you don't have to sell, and you at least have the premium cushion. So some people will buy under the money. Instead of buying a $20 call or selling a $20 call, they'll sell a $19 call, or they'll sell an $18.50 call, where essentially you're giving yourself some type of backup if the price goes down. Although that's not my type of play, you guys can figure that out on yourself, on your own. Now let's talk about if you want to sell your shares of Palantir because you think maybe the price of Palantir is going to go down. I don't know what you want to do, but if I wanted to sell my shares, I would do the same thing as, hey, what price would I be happy with if it hits that I'm going to sell my share? If you're not sure, you can just sell a $20 covered call option on your shares, and you're automatically going to collect a $1.76 in premium. Now, if you take that $1.76 premium equals times 1.76, automatically you are making yourself 8.8% on that play. Look, at the end of the day, there is no right or wrong answer. There is no magical answer. There's just giving yourself a little bit of an edge. You're like a casino here. And that little bit of an edge is the premium you're collecting. If you're already going to go into Palantir, ask yourself how much money you're happy to make and at least give yourself that premium. If the price goes up and you get called and you have to sell your shares, that's okay because you were mentally ready for that. You made your 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever, and you collect that premium. If the price don't hit that, you collect your premium. If the price of shares goes down after earnings, you still have a cushion because you collect that premium. Now, if you already made yourself a 2 or 2.5, 3x, whatever, in Palantir and you're ready to sell out, Well, are you happy with the amount of money you made? And if you are happy or you're kind of on the fence, well, sell a covered call option. If earnings goes good, you sell your shares and you collect the premium. And if earnings go bad, you give yourself a cushion defensive play where you collected the premium. And then if the shares goes down, the price goes down, you use that premium to buy more shares of Palantir. You use the premium to buy the dip. Does this make sense to anybody? Are you guys following what I'm saying? This strategy only works if you already have a set price in your mind that you're willing to sell, because you will get hit with that sell and you have to sell your shares. So as long as you're making enough money, you're Gucci, you're good, you're golden. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I want to stress that I'm not a financial advisor. This is purely entertainment and education, and I highly, highly, highly direct you to do your own due diligence and do your own research. Don't listen to anybody, including myself, including any YouTuber. All we are is another tool in your shed. At the end of the day, you need to come up with your own plays. Win, lose, draw, make money, lose money. You're a grown-ass man or woman, and you already know what time is it, and you already know what to do. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I am super stoked about Palantir, and I'm super happy to be part of this community. Carpe diem, seize the day.